Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. Before I head off on my Camino de Santiago trip on Monday, I'd like to share with you all what I think is a really important message around alcoholism and addiction. And also a bit of new science around drinking alcohol, which I think you may find useful, particularly if you've got issues around your alcohol drinking. If you want to find out more about the trip I'm taking on Monday and how you can help and support it, please click below on the link in the description, and all the information about it is on there. And I'll be posting along the journey regularly on this channel for those of you who are interested in doing the trip yourselves, or which is a really spiritual journey. And just keep your eyes open for those videos, which will be starting on Monday. So this message I want to share with you. Around recovery circles, there's a lot of people talk about alcoholism and addiction as being something that is cunning, baffling, and powerful. And to be honest, with my experiences and having talked and shared experiences with probably thousands of other alcoholics and addicts over the years and recently, never a truer word was spoken. Because whether you think addiction or alcoholism is an illness or a sickness, which I happen to believe that it is, or not, it doesn't really matter. It is still something that is cunning, baffling, and powerful, and will, when you think you have it under control, will come back to bite you in the ass or anywhere else very, very hard when you least expect it. And you won't even realize that it's happened. And I know that sounds really strange, but it's not just me, because I've experienced these things in my own relapses. You don't even see it coming. You know, it sneaks up on you. And while you've been sober, it's been getting stronger. And that's a fact around addiction and alcoholism, that the longer sobriety you have, the stronger your illness is getting in the background. And if you become in the least bit complacent and you stop doing the things that you need to do to keep you strong and sober, and you stop watching the behaviors that lead you down the wrong pathways, people, places and things in particular, and you start reverting back to old behaviors and habits, it will suddenly sneak up on you, and before you know it, you'll be back on your drug of choice again. And believe you me, when that happens to you, the chances are it will kill you, particularly if you are someone who's been battling this illness for a long time. It will come back and hit you so hard, so quickly. I know for me, the last time that I relapsed, within 4 days, I'd gone from sort of saying to myself, oh, I'm just going to have one or two, without even realizing it. I'd gone from 2 or 3 vodkas to 2 or 3 bottles within 3 days. I was drinking 2 or 3 bottles of vodka a day and passing out, and then in hospital, and then nearly dead. Trust me, you don't want to turn your back on this illness for a second. You want to maintain all the things you're doing on a daily basis, and don't think too far ahead. Don't put yourselves in the situation that you're thinking, oh God, I can never enjoy my life again. You know, I need to stay sober for the rest of my life. Honestly, that was my mentality for a long, long time battling. It was only when I surrendered, realized I was powerless against my drugs of choice, and realized that I only had this moment or this day, and within recovery circles, we all know the saying, just for today and one day at a time. Well, all these things are there for a reason. Just as hungry, angry, lonely, tired is there for a reason, because because they're true and they work, and they're things that we need to be aware of and look out for. Particularly hungry, angry, lonely, tired, around reverting back to old behaviors. because those four things will definitely lead you back into addiction again. But one day at a time is all we have. And for me, many times over these years, it's been one moment at a time, 1 second at a time, sometimes just holding on. But what I can guarantee to you is that if you just hold on, if you just treat each moment as it comes, even if you're going through the shittiest times possible, it will change, it will get better. This too shall pass, as they say. You know, moments and emotions and pain and everything else are transient. They do ease in time. Time is a great healer. You know, life goes on. And I know all these sayings are all, you know, we've all heard them all before. And I used to just brush them off and say, well, you know, so what? They're just sayings. But they're sayings that work. And I implore you to use them. I implore you to connect with a group of peers. However you do that is up to you. For me, it's AA. For other people, it's other things. But connect with a group of peers, because connection is number one, for me anyway, I believe number one thing of importance. To share each time you can, to share your emotions, to share your feelings, to listen to other people's emotions and feelings, to learn from them, to listen to them, to have a fellowship underneath you, around you and underneath you, to catch you when you fall, or someone to pick up a phone when you're struggling. You know, it's okay to talk whenever you're struggling. Please talk to someone before it's too late and before this thing sneaks up and bites you in the ass, as I say. The little bit of science I want to share around alcohol drinking with you, for those of you who have issues around alcohol, I know I did, is that, and I think I was slightly aware of this before, but there's some other new science that's come out now that confirms this quite recently, that the effect that alcohol has on your adrenals, on your adrenal axis, if you like, it doesn't matter whether you're having a couple of drinks a day or 2 or 3 or 4 drinks at the weekend. Doesn't matter that. What happens is, when you do that, however much alcohol you drink, it has an effect on your adrenals, and it makes your body produce more cortisol. And we all know what that does. It is our fight and flight mechanism. It makes us feel anxious, afraid, heart race, all sorts of issues around anxiety. And the interesting science is that when you're not drinking, so say you're doing this at the weekend and you go into the week, when you're not drinking, those cortisol levels remain raised. And what happens then, obviously, is you feel more and more anxious when you haven't got a drink. And then what do? You take a drink to ease that anxiety. And that's just a merry-go-round. And, you know, there's a lot of thought now behind that it's just this vicious circle getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You're taking more drink to ease the anxiety, which is causing more anxiety when you're not drinking, and you're reaching for a drink again. And we all know where that's going to lead, and that's alcohol dependence. Just something to bear in mind there. Anyway, I hope those have been useful for you. Please, please, please stay strong. One day at a time, one moment at a time. Hold on if you're struggling. Talk to someone if you're struggling. And, you know, this thing can sneak up on you anytime. Never get complacent. Much love to you all. Carpe diem. Seize the day today. Bye-bye.